Hey guys, welcome back to PommyInOz. Hope we're all doing really well. If you are new around here, please drop a like, please drop a subscribe. We are smashing out likes and I can't thank you enough. Well on our way to 2,000. Absolute legends in my book. These legends went one step below. They became official PommyInOz as they joined the channel. That helps us do things like sponsor Domaku, and it makes a real good community. So I can't thank you. If you do want to do that, just below, big blue button saying join, welcome aboard. All these people have done that. And also, next week, we will be giving away a poster of your choice. All you've got to do is comment PommySportsAlmanac.com.au. Now, we were going to have a vlog, but unfortunately, I managed to meet so many people at training. I got my intro done a little bit with my wife and fuck all, because I was speaking to you. So, huge shout out to the people who came and said hi. Absolute pleasure to meet you all. There was Adam Rose, Talon was there, the big Alex we spent a lot of time with, Paolo, Terry, the legends that are Shannon. Spent a lot of time with Shannon. That was a good bit of banter, and her little daughter and her dad. A few more came and said hello. Your names escape me, but I can't thank you enough. And also, huge shout out as well to the lovely Nat Gasper, and we sat together there and we had a bit of a good time. So what went on in the AFL? Well, it was really good. I think the first thing that I want to talk about is the intensity. It was basically mainly match sims, little pockets. It seemed to really be a strong emphasis on defensive positioning, winning the ball in tight and creating spread from that. Definite a bit of contest, a lot of contested work, a lot of counter contested work as well. There was a lot of drills that were really dedicated to finding pockets of space. And one big takeout was, we talked in the preview of what do you expect from Voss, and I tried to anticipate. One of them was short, sharp kicks. That is definitely one. Now, one big noticeable for me is no longer do we have loopy kicks. It seemed to be them nice 6 foot balls off the ground, drilled in, low and flat, spinning football, straight to hands, covering distance. The ball travels faster than legs. And that was a huge, huge notice for me. The way that they moved, there was a few goals that were like 6 or 7 kicks from halfback. A lot more run and carry, looking to open up the channels with an inside handball as opposed to a looped one over the top. Really, really noticeable. But one big takeout for me was just the intensity. Going back 2 years ago to the Collingwood one, which feels like ages ago, it was kind of a bit of a piss take. There was a lot of smiles on the faces. One thing I noticed at the end of these drills, and they did their warm down, was red cheeks. People weren't talking, they were exhausted. I remember when they did the rundown 2 years ago, and I could hear them having chats about where they were having a beer and stuff. These guys looked absolutely paggered. Like, paggered. And that is good. They were worked hard. Another noticeable as well was when they were doing these match sims, the line coaches on each line giving instantaneous feedback. Under Teague, a big noticeable for me was they were all together in the middle. And I was like, how the fuck are you learning something? So, that being said, let's get into individual ones and things that I noticed. Now, a big one for me was Phil. Spent roughly, I didn't calculate this, but I would say, just by checking time management on the phone, mainly on the wing, deployed across half forward. He did snag 2 goals, 2 well-taken goals, I might add. One of them being a beautiful team goal with a wonderful delivery from Charlie Kerner. Looks really good. Looks a little bit undercooked for me, but the signs were there of what we drafted him for. Hit the space hard, looked to really take the game on, and a real little exciting factor. Durden and Carroll, and they all showed little glimpses. Carroll had a spot on half of the wing. There was a little bit down behind the ball, kind of played that defensive little half-back pocket kind of quarterback role. Played a little bit through the midfield. He had signs as well. Durden, I thought, was really competitive. Honey, he had a few shots for goal, particularly in the warm-up, that were a little bit iffy. But if it's a choice between him and Martin, Martin was spending most of the day doing sprint drills and run drills. Honey is well ahead of him from what I saw in delivery of the football presentation. Honey would be, for me, someone that I'd persevere with and looks really good. Williamson and O'Brien really took the game on well. Now, O'Brien I want to talk about. Spent a lot of time really out wide, and I'm talking like Carl Amon out wide. When the ball was in the contest, he wasn't interested. A proper winger's role. And I really enjoyed his zip. There was a few times that you actually saw O'Brien today. There was a couple of moments where Chera moved out wide when they were opposition, and he chased really hard. One thing that I have noticed about Carlton is their willingness to get in front of the man, hit the lead up, but also be in the eye line in defensive creativity to try and create that distraction. And O'Brien did that supremely well today. He wasn't tackling hard and things like that, but what he was doing is he was really coming, and you can see he's learned. This is my bugbear. He attacks at the strong side of the kicker. So he really is approaching, and I really enjoyed that. And he did force a few rush kicks throughout the drills. Particularly, what I really enjoyed about it was a willingness as well from the wings to push up when the ball was in forward 50 and try and win the ball back, kind of creating a barrier about 70 metres out. And this was really employed by Charlie Curnow and Harry, who really chased their men out. A modern day game is getting that one of them centre half back type guys to really be the launcher. Both Harry and both Charlie put a lot of pressure on them guys and really chased down the smaller guys as well. Particularly shout out to Harry for his strength and his ability to really turn people over and really look to get them attacking and really creating the errors. Down the back, Kemp showed some wonderful signs. Really looked to peel off his man, intercept. And what I love about Kemp is his delivery is fantastic and he invariably hit a target. One thing I've noticed about Carlton's exits today was there was no long bombs down the wing. What they were looking for was to either switch it, create the short option, and plenty of players trying to transition through that corridor and really come towards the ball carrier. And then also the inside-out handball to someone like Sardi. Get that run going. We saw Williams do it, and we also saw Sardi do it. And I really enjoyed watching Sardi today because it's the first time I've seen that smile come back on his face. Look like what he's enjoying. I think there was a time under Teague that he probably thought, I left Essendon because I wasn't happy with my role, and he suddenly became the Antichrist of roles at Carlton. He looked like he enjoyed it. Zach Williams, what I really enjoyed about Zach Williams, and we'll come on to the key defenders here, the difference between Young and McDonald, and I would say McDonald is killing it at the moment, absolutely killing it, is he's an old, archaic key defender. He spoils. If he can't mark, he's spoiling it. And what I enjoyed was watching Doc and Z-Will really get their body over the ball, bob it up handball, and then when that handball came out, it was that kick across goal to a mark, slow the game down. I really enjoyed this. Happened about 7 or 8 times, particularly in the second match sim. And I really enjoyed that. The way that Williams and Sard and Doc worked off Oscar McDonald. Now, Young, for me, he looks balanced. And I'd say a good thing about Young is he's really balanced. He's got, like, average marks across the board. My issue is when he played on some of the bigger guys, he got found wanting body on body, and you can see where the doggy said there was a few loose disposals as well. Didn't really like that close little hardness. So I think there's a little bit to work with there. A little bit to work with. Mitch McGovern. Now this third defender is a really interesting one because Plowman was really good one-on-one. There was a few loose kicks, and I would say a lot of the loose kicks came from him in the back line. Just biting off a bit more than you can chew. Now, I'm going to defend Plowman here because I enjoyed his game. You could see what Plowman was trying to do. It wasn't quite executed. There was a few that they were a little bit tentative, so it didn't quite have the breakfast on it. Now, Mitch McGovern really impressed me as that third defender. Holds his body really well. He uses his body work. He's got that raw burst. So I thought he did really well. when the ball was in contest and he came in, swooped in and took it. Then the third would be Kemp. Now, I think there is a way that you could maybe play Kemp, McGovern in the same backline, utilising the interchange bench and having McGovern as kind of the Casbolt role. I like that. I think Plowman has to play. Or he might not do, but I do think Plowman would be in that team. Young and Waitering. So one can't go into that. If it was me picking the team, I personally would go Kemp and McGovern, because I think that you need that interceptor, because I think McDonald is going to take the bigger guy and then lock him down, kind of like that Petty type role. Waitering going to be that more loose, creative guy, and then you add that third. Kemp was phenomenal. Phenomenal. Intercepted well, leaped well, and really got going. Let's go on to the midfield. The midfield, I was really impressed with a few people. Chera, Hewitt, Cripps, Walsh. That Walsh-Chera combination is starting to bear fruit. A lot of ball was in that, and I really enjoyed this winning it in tight and executing under pressure. There was a few drills where they had Kerno and Hewitt up against Chera, Cripps, and Walsh Kennedy opposition as well. And I love that, because it was kind of like the battle of the grunt versus the battle of the slight skill. And they did really well, and I think this is a really important thing moving forward. I actually think them 6 names we mentioned there, will feature at some way on the same squad. Maybe Kennedy or Kerno will drop out, but what it looks like they were trying to do is one half of them was looking to stop the streamline clearances. The other one was looking at really trying to be creative and get out. And that is what Carlton struggled with. There was a real onus on working in tight length and really looking at one of them, particularly the full length match sim. There was a real onus about spreading. None of this, going through the corridor, go backwards to go forwards. There was a real, there was movement with purpose, is what I'm trying to say. And that is really exciting me. Onto the forwards, Kerno was phenomenal, and so was Harry. And watching them two and what they go about it, there was a few wonderful deliveries from Kerno as well. Watching them today really said to me, you're going to be really in trouble if these guys, touch wood, these guys stay fit. They are killing it, and they look supremely good. Especially with the delivery from Lockie O'Brien, it was very reminiscent of, the Saints type game, that game where he looks at the part. He was really strong, and I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed that entries from the forwards. The forwards looked good. I thought Durden and Honey and Owies went about their work really well. I think that Owies probably holds that small forward position. Fisher was in and out for me. There was a few times where Fisher, he kind of separated his time between the wing, on the ball, and also forward. For me, it was good, but I'm going to say I don't think he gets better. Do you know what I mean? I don't think he gets better at all. I think he is at his level. Where I look at Honey and I look at Durden, and I think that these two have got another level to go to. I just don't see it for me. I'd rather play a Fogarty type player if you're gonna. I just think if you're playing him for game time now, it's past the point. I do enjoy Fish as well. I do like him, but he gets himself into too much trouble. He looks to double back. There was a few times where he doubles back into trouble, and it's almost like he thinks he's smarter than he is. And I'd like him to do the simple stuff, but it was good. Now let's go to the captains. First, let's talk about Doc. Doc was brilliant. I think Jake Benoitin said that he was close to being the best on ground. I wouldn't argue with that. He was really good, really strong. And he leaves the captaincy group, as we know today, as that announcement, with his head held high. Now, can I just say, I was nearly brought to tears to see him smile. Because that guy there, and this is a message to these boys, if they don't fucking get up for training, they don't give it 110%, and that guy has fought off cancer, fought off ACLs twice and come back, fuck me. If you can't get up for that, don't bother fucking coming here. That's my message. Honestly, if you've ever thought anything's too hard, fuck off. Legit, fuck off. But let's talk about the captain. I was really impressed with Cripps. Now, he didn't spend a lot of time in front of me, but when he did, there was phrases he said. Come on, get up, rush down, get back on the contest. That was one of the things he said. And the other one I heard was good work, energy, boys. He was really a leader this year. And I've never seen this side of Cripps. It was all positive feedback. There was a time as well where O'Brien went inside when he should go out. And I did hear Gripper say, Lockie, just down the line's the good call. Down the line's the good call. Make sure you're looking up. Love it. Cripper is really built into a leader, and I really enjoyed that. Some of the little takeouts, just miscellaneous. I thought Gov looked healthy, and I thought Zach Williams is the healthiest I've ever seen him. Jordan Boyd, I don't think he'll play, but there was moments with her, and I think for VFL reasons, if he's the next best, that's a good thing for these young players to really try and usurp, because he looks like an honest VFL footballer, I mean, totally honest. But he had his moments, and he does deliver the ball really nicely. As for the train-on players, for me, anyone who was there, and I said it, Josh Cripps should be nowhere near an AFL list. I saw him today. Lovely kid, tries hard, but fuck me, he's miles away. Like, miles away. I thought Tyrese Lou probably looked good. Will Hayes had his moments as well, but I like this Tyrese. I like him. There's something about him, and I think for me with that next spot, because of all the players they've got, they're all positions that kind of we got coverage in. I'd say it'd be between Hayes and Lou for me. Definitely, and I like Tyrese. I think he's got something about him. He's got something about him. He really does battle hard. And I think there's something to work with there, and I really do like it. For me, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. Like Cahill, I like the idea of Cahill, but today he didn't show enough for me. And it's hard to believe he's fighting for a second chance at the tree, really. I didn't really take anything out of it. Tyrese, I like it. I do like it. But definitely for me, that is the thing. That is the rundown of it. I had a lot of fun. It was a great day. And it was just great to be back at Prince's Park. There's something about it. Like, I nearly welled up just walking in. 2 years since I've seen that place. But like I say, in summary, short, sharp ball movement. We've kind of clocked it. The powerful brand. Real emphasis on creating spread. Thoroughly a good day. And honestly, if I didn't see you, or I know a few people waited while I was deep in conversation, and I'm the worst human being in the world, because once I get in a conversation, I give you my undivided. And some people were waiting, like Wayne and his dad. Great shout out to you. You were two lovely people. I felt like I wanted to spend a bit more time with you, so apologies for that. But honestly, hope to see you all next time. But until next time, have a great weekend. Pom out.